And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Hello friends, I'm Kent Skelton and I'm so glad you are here. Together, we can battle this struggle and find freedom from it all. Life is continuous, and it would be ridiculous to say that you or I don't experience those seconds, minutes, hours, or days that seem like they'll never end. Time continues, regardless of how we feel or what we experience. We search longingly for a way to handle and navigate through these situations we are experiencing. There has to be a way. Indeed, I can find the solution to eliminate these negative experiences and periods of despair I am feeling. Maybe it's not our problems but those of family members or loved ones living in pain. These pains may come from alcoholism, addictions, illness, grief, boredom, and so many other forms. What will we do? Where is that light I'm supposed to be able to see at the end of the tunnel? When will I see it? When will this end? The timing to realize you need help is up to each of us. That's you, that's me. We are each individually accountable for ourselves. We have to make the change, and the timing is now. There's no time like the present to desire and begin that road to recovery. Together, let's reach that freedom from struggle.
Well, hello, everybody. And no, our views do not completely represent the MBR. I know that. But we are thankful that we're on Military Broadcast Radio, and it's just meant the world to me so far. Welcome to Freedom from Struggle. I'm Red. I'm the host. And today I've got two guests for sure. Might even have one other one jump in that are around the table. We got Magic Mike to either my left or right and slightly below. And we have Eric the other direction from right across from Magic Mike. And we're just super happy to have these guys here today. Freedom from Struggle. If you were able to tune in last week, it's just a way to talk about any type of hurt habit or hang up. And it's for veterans, it's for civilians, it's for anybody that's living. Okay. I mean, if you're breathing, you're living, and you're active, Freedom from Struggle and what we talk about can be for you. We know we're going to hear a lot of great stories and testimonies from different individuals, veterans and civilians alike. I've got some friends that I go through recovery with, and I tell you what, we've been actively trying to find some freedom from that struggle. I know a lot of us, regardless of your hurt habit or hang up, addictions, it can even be, I mean, you know, I got smelly feet and I got to do something about it. Like I remember on, I believe it was Seinfeld, George's daddy, he had been over there in Korea in the war, and he had stanky feet, and all those girls in the manicure place, they talked about him, and he caught on to the language. But anyway, heck with George, he's got his issues of his own. There's no doubt about it. I wish he could join us, but unfortunately, I think they stopped the show. But look, thank you for being here. Once again, this is Freedom from Struggle. We're right here around Red's Round Table. I like that, Red's Round Table. So double FS right here around Red's Round Table. And just want to share something real quick. This is a program, and we refrain from actually, using profanity and things like that to the best we can. And I try. I don't do it myself on air. I might fail to let a word out or two on the outside the table, away from the table. I'm not proud of it. It's one of those little things that I might struggle with. Okay. So that's just another example of something. One of my biggest things right now is truthfully pushing away from the table. That might sound simple to most people, but man, hurting with some of the pains I got and the date on my driver's license. We were discussing that with Eric just a little earlier, but that date on my driver's license got me wearing glasses, carrying a couple extra pounds, and it's hard to get out there, I don't call the bathroom John anymore. I'm calling it Jim. At least I can say honestly, I visited the gym today. But look, hey guys, Eric, I want to hear something. What tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Eric Morton. I'm in here in the great state of Georgia. Luckily, I am a Air Force reservist. I'm actually an ART, what's called an Air Reserve Technician. So I do my military job full time as a DoD civilian employee. I've been in for 14 and a half years. I'm a C-130 crew chief. I love it. It's fun. It's been an exciting job. I've had a lot of ups and downs, which is why I'm kind of here. I like to do all the mental health stuff. I like to help people with mental health issues. I've myself have struggled a lot through my time in the military, even being a reservist. I mean, it happens. I like to be able to reach out to military reservists and guardsmen, active duty civilians, anybody like you said earlier, just to kind of give them the help that they need.
That's right. Eric, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for being here. Magic Mike, what you got to tell us? You got anything just real quick? Let us know who you are.
Well, hello, and thanks, Red, for having me. This is a very near and dear to my heart program. I run talkptsd.org, talkptsd.com, served in the United States Army, active duty with yours truly, H-Train. Joel and I served in the 1st Infantry Division, 82nd, out of Germany, deployed to Iraq, and we both were injured about the same time. And we stayed in contact, and I think your program's amazing, Red. So I'm happy and honored to be here and be part of this program.
Magic Mike, I really appreciate it, man. That means a lot, truthfully. Hey, like you said, this program is for anybody. I want it to be for anybody. You're welcome to comment things from time to time if you'd like. Share something with us. Share something you might want to hear more on. Excuse me, might be struggling with a little allergies right now too. But here's the deal: if you want to be on this program and you want to share, I don't care if you're a veteran or civilian, bring it on in here. We would love to have you. Like I said, in the comments, even if it's just for a few minutes, just to be a part of Military Broadcast Radio. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate anything we can provide for you in the ways of recovery and finding that freedom from your struggle. I know each of us have them. My name again is Red Skelton. I'm the host. I was in the U.S. Air Force for 20 years and couldn't be a pilot, so I was enlisted. I told pilots where to go. Okay, and then luckily I got to teach for another 8 years as a civilian after that. So I've heard people talking about transitions from the military civilian life can be a problem. Fortunately, I was blessed once again, as I was with my service, with people I worked with, but I was blessed with able to be still being with the Blue for 8 years after active duty. Eric, I thank you for your service, and keep up the good work, partner. Keep us safe. Do your part. Everybody matters. There's no doubt about that. And Magic Mike, thank you again. And I'm looking to hear a little bit more from both of you in just a few minutes. I do want to share that I'm a member of Celebrate Recovery at First Baptist Church in Biloxi, Mississippi, down in Biloxi. That'll make a song like that. But anyway, down here on the coast, the coastal life is great. We love it. It's kind of, it's kind of like living in a paradise. It's nice. It's what you make of it. And and I definitely like it. I've been here mainly for the most part since 1999. Got kids and grandkids here, but going to this Celebrate Recovery, they use a 12-step program just like Alcoholics Anonymous would use, Narcotics Anonymous, and other various groups that might be used to 12-step programs. And this 12-step program, obviously with Celebrate Recovery that I'm involved with, is definitely uses biblical references to the steps. And believe me, they apply. I know. I mean, I'm 30 years. Well, I can't say that. I'd be lying. Another thing I struggle with is perfection. I catch myself every once in a while. My wife said something one day, said I was wrong on something, and I kind of started doubting myself. I said, man, maybe I am. But then after I actually boiled it all down, I wasn't wrong. It was perfect. So anyway, I struggle with it. It's just tough. But I tell you what, the first thing here, and the first thing in a 12-step program, and like I said, this is for anything. You can, I don't believe you can tell me there's not a way you can't use a 12-step program with any issue you might have. The answer will come out. I truly believe that if you dedicate yourself to working the program, and some of you that might have been in programs before, it works if you work it, right? And if you stay away from it, if you're not active in it, obviously you're active in something else, and it's easy to be distracted. Man, just with our individual selves, it's tough to be distracted. I know it is for me, but when you bring in your wife, your spouse, okay, significant other there, if you bring in your children, grandchildren, friends, workmates, classmates, anybody, anybody's living and breathing, they can be distracting. Okay, but we got to make sure that they're not distracting, but we remember where we're from. We remember what we are trying to do for ourselves and others. Okay. So I'm almost 30 years sober from alcohol. I still struggle with numerous other things. I smoked, I cursed, just 5-card poker on Saturday night, church on Sunday morning. It's not the first time you heard me say that. It won't be the last. But the big thing is here, we got to come to, instead of being in denial, which that's oftentimes that's the biggest problem, is just denial, unwillingness to accept that you have a problem, that you have something that you're dealing with. It could be deep in your head, deep in your heart. So it could be a physical pain, a mental pain, or something you just need to improve in your life. Okay. First step is we admitted we were powerless over our addictions and compulsive behaviors, and that our lives had become unmanageable. Okay. And when you're trying to get rid of a problem, you can stick the different things in there. We admitted we were powerless over our alcohol, or we were powerless over our heroin addiction, or powerless over our language, our cussing, our sarcasm. Now, that's something I've had a problem with, and I still do at times. Got to be careful with the words I make, because you really don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings. That is just, that's very damaging and not a good thing for us to do. Anyway, we admitted we're powerless over our addictions and compulsive behaviors, over any of our hurts, habits, or hangups. We're powerless, and our lives have become unmanageable at some point because of that hurt, habit, or hang up. There's a Bible verse that goes with it. I'm going to read it. Don't leave me. If you're not agreeing with me, don't leave me. Don't leave me standing. Don't leave me at the round table. But in Romans, it's said that I know that nothing good lives in me, that is, in my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what's good, but I cannot carry it out. And I tell you what, me being a pig at the table, hey, for me, that's wrong. That ain't right. And if it ain't right, it's wrong. So it must be a sin in some sort. It's damaging my body, and it's not good for me. We also, on step 2, and listen, I always had to stay the steps 1, 2, and 3 when we're doing this Celebrate our Freedom from Struggle and Celebrate Recovery is kind of where I come from. And Alcoholics Anonymous, I've been to both. Actually got sober with using Alcoholics Anonymous. But number 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Okay, for me, and as it said in the Bible, for it is God who works in you to will and to act according to his good purpose. And next, hey, just make a decision to take control, allow him to take control over it, but make a decision to turn our lives and our wills over to the care of God. Okay. That's a secret to me. For me, that is the secret. There's no other way that it would known. I remember back in 1994. Can we say that? 1994, last century. That's when I got sober, around the November time frame. Started going AA, and it said, "Man, I need to give my life, my will over to the higher power." And I chose not to select a doorknob as my higher power. I chose God. That's my higher power, my creator. And it says also in the Bible, in Romans, "Therefore I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship." And that's what I'm trying to do. I fail daily. Gentlemen, ladies, airmen, soldiers, Marines, Coast Guard, postal workers out there in the civilian world. It don't matter what you do. It don't matter if you're working at McDonald's as a maintenance person, Walmart as the greeter. Man, this is for all of us. And seems like some of those greeters actually might have a handle on this, because they do try to be awful nice. But anyway, that's where I'm at. That's what this is about. And it doesn't matter. Look, myself, I have gone through all the steps. That's, like I said, how I cleaned up, how I kind of got my life back on track. Okay. And I try to use this with my anxiety. I do suffer from anxiety, depression, man, just different types of pain, because I got so many different parts of my body that's really bothering me. But and everybody said, "Well, that's all in your head." Well, I tell you what, a lot of my problem is right between these ears, and it's not because air's blowing in one and out the other, but it's because of, whatever, however that bad boy, that little guy up there works. I'm supposed to be in charge of it, but sometimes, it makes it tough. But once again, that's where we're at. I work these steps. There's 12 of them. I've gone through them. And then any kind of problem, if you just can't straighten it out just like that, like old Bewitched and Tabitha and all them on the show way back in the day for us old timers. Eric, you probably don't even remember that show, do you?
I'm not that young.
Okay, well, that's good. All right. So you know how Endora or whatever, like, it changes everything, man. We can't do that. But if you can, if it's easy, hey, I'm going to stop drinking Diet Coke, so I'm going to drink more water. We'll just do it. And if you do it, well, okay, you don't have to 12-step it. You're not struggling from it. But I know with our military folks, and I know so many different career fields can be stressful as they can be. One man's struggle, or one woman's struggle, one human's struggle, if you will, is not everybody's struggle. And it might be really minuscule compared to the next person. And we realize that, we accept that. And, but regardless, we as individuals have to face our struggle and find our way out of it. Okay. All right. I love y'all. We're going to hear a little bit more from Magic Mike and Eric here in just a moment. If we're ready for a little station break, let's do that. When we come back, Magic Mike, I'm going to be ready to hear from you. Okay, brother?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Let's go. Okay. And look, it appears we're back. Hey, Magic Mike, if you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about anything. Magic Mike has left the table. He has pulled Endora or whoever it is and left the table. And we're going to give him just a minute to be back. I'm going to just share with something else. Anybody, if you're watching this program live, or if you are watching the recording or at a later date, not here on Saturday, May the 11th, man, I urge you just to, still comment, make a comment wherever you are at, like the comment, subscribe to MBR Radio. Join MBR Radio. Man, it's given veterans a voice. I think they're making a great helping me make a great change in my life. And letting somebody get out of the box. I wanted to, I'm very shy, you can tell, and I very rarely would want to speak in front of everybody else. And I always want to throw my glasses on and kind of where I think nobody's looking at me. But we're thankful you're here, and man, support Military Broadcast Radio. I'm also going to throw in right now, I'm on another show, the 50 States of Gray. It airs on Mondays at, I believe it's 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock Eastern. And man, we'd love to have you there also. Me and CG, Eric and Magic Mike, obviously we're going to let them share at some point if they'd like to. Any other programs they might be part of on Military Broadcast Radio. I want to thank our station manager, H Train, man, for just being there for us and helping make everything happen. Boy, I know we put a lot on you, brother, but we thank you. I see Magic Mike has come back to the table.
Hey, sorry about that. I got a little tickle in my throat. We have bad allergy season right now, and I'm like coughing. I'm like, I can't go on the air like that. So I went and grabbed.
Where'd you say you're from? North Kakalaki?
North Kakalaki.
All right,
North
Kakalaki.
Carolina.
All right, man. We're glad to have you. We're back from the break, and you did your little disappearing act. You've reappeared.
That's why they call me Magic Mike.
Happening. Let's
now
hear
you see me.
Let's hear something from you.
Now you don't. So first, I want to give you my disclaimer. I am not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but I do have something that most doctors don't have, and that's an active diagnosis of severe PTSD from combat. So it's an honor again to be here and to hear your testimony. Everybody has a story, right? Everybody has a story of trials and tribulations they've gone through. I heard a little bit about Eric, who still serves our country. My best friend happens to be Air Force. He runs an organization called Wounded Healers out of Virginia, and that's Fort Eustis area around there. They call it Langley Air Force Base. And I understood that coming home from combat, we have to have a purpose, right? You don't have that purpose anymore, and coming home from the military in general, you just don't have that purpose. Every day you have structure, you have purpose, and so on and so forth. And that structure and that purpose kind of seem to be missing. So one of the great things that I started to do was, obviously my faith. And Joel can tell you that, H-Train can tell you that quite a few guys that we served with, wound up committing suicide and taking their lives. And these are great guys who you look back and you say, what am I doing different? What am I doing that I'm not going down that road? And how can I help others? Whether it's, and I started out with just Talk PTSD for military. And what I wanted to do was have an avenue and an approach where people who have a loved one suffering from PTSD, they could come and reach out to me and talk to me and ask me the questions rather than going to their loved one, right? Because I know how difficult that was. So I lost both my parents while I was in Iraq. My father died first year of a massive heart attack, and then my last tour of Enduring Freedom, my mother died of cancer. So I came home literally to nothing. A newly divorced guy, had no family or anything like that. My kids were already growing, and it was very difficult. There were no balloons. There were no welcome home daddy, welcome home honey, or nothing like that. I came home and was just thrown back into the civilian life after I was injured and retired from the military. So I wanted a platform that I could sit there and be the ears to listen to these guys and gals. And it turned into something a little bit bigger and deeper. And I wound up doing a Netflix documentary. You can check that out on Netflix. It's a Netflix documentary called Scout's Honor. It came out last year in September. And did a little documentary with a great producer named Brian Knappenberg. And it's just, again, everybody has a story to tell, right? I mean, Eric, Red, H Train, everybody has their stories, and no story is more significant than the other, right?
That's right.
And I wanted to be able to sit there and, again, give a platform that people can reach out and talk. And I don't care if it's Jesus' birthday, your birthday, my birthday. I don't care what time of the day it is. When you say you're there for somebody, really mean it and be there for them and listen to them. And, again, and I told you guys this, taking pain and turning it into a purpose. And that's really what we needed. And, my faith, being a Christian first and foremost, has always kept me, safe and kept me through things. And I hold on to that dearly. And what works for me might not work for others, but if we can give them a little tool to put in their tool belt that help them in that day that they're really struggling, and be there for them. And Eric sounds like he's doing the same thing. And it's just, again, it's an honor to be here. And when H Train said, "Hey, you want to jump on the show?" I said, "Absolutely." So, everybody again has a story. I try and stay as positive as possible. Sounds like H Train needs some water now.
H Train, that choo-choo didn't sound just perfect, did it?
No, he sounded like he's dying over there.
My stuff is supposed to be muted. I'm kind of surprised you guys heard that.
Magic Mike put you on the spot.
Yeah, he did.
All right, man, keep on going, Magic.
But again, it's really just being there and trying to let people know that they're not alone. They're not alone. They're not going through this alone. They are absolutely in this. And there was a warrior that sat there and said, when you're on the front lines, regardless of whether, and I have to stop real quick. I got to remind you both where you came from, the Army Air Corps. So that's why we love you. So look at Eric's like, oh boy, it doesn't matter what branch of service you served in. David Bellavia, Sergeant Bellavia, who you play at the beginning, talking about he was received the Medal of Honor. We fought in Fallujah. I know him one-on-one. It doesn't matter where you served, whether it was peacetime, combat. It doesn't matter what branch of service you're in. We are all brothers and sisters, right? And taking it even and growing that out even more, we're all brothers and sisters in our religion, right? In Christ. And it's just being there for one another. And you quoted a scripture in the Bible, and I'll quote, just not to get it all holy, but we really are one big family, and we need to take care of each other. And that's what it's about, really taking care of each other and making sure that nobody's alone and they're not going through this alone, because that's the worst thing, is suffering alone or going through something alone without having those tools. So, it's a great honor again to be here. I had the honor of, I got handpicked to be a mentor for an organization called White Heart Foundation, Project Guardian. If you haven't, Eric and Red, you both need to sign up for that. It's go online. It's White Heart Foundation Guardian Project. 7 days of mental health. We go out rock climbing, horseback riding, whitewater rafting, and I got chosen to be a mentor. So in June, I'm going to go out as a mentor for the first time and really just be able to connect to the veterans and stuff. And you even said it, the civilians as well. There's a lot of first responders out there and doctors and stuff that suffer from PTSD. And it's just really being out there and letting them know that it's a normal reaction to an abnormal situation, right? And I get yelled at all the time. Take the D off. It's not a disorder. It's always going to be post-traumatic stress disorder, no matter what. You can take the D off. You can keep the D on there, whatever your preference is. But it's, again, being there for the individuals and making sure that they're there. And I'll leave it at this. I met a young lady who, her late husband was a Navy commander in the United States Navy. If you don't know what that is, it's a major. And he was a doctor, very, very, very professional and good doctor. He had an untimely death while he was on active duty. And she spent 25 years raising her two daughters as a single mother. They were very young, 4 and 7, I believe it was. And I met her, and she is my fiance today. And I absolutely love her to death. But one thing is great is that she understands when I'm having a bad day, and she lifts me up. I understand when she's having a bad day, I lift up. And God forbid we're both having a bad day, we go play mini golf. So find your niche, find your thing. If it's meditation, do that. If it's just going for a walk, do that. I ride motorcycles. That's my meditation. So does H Train, a lot of others. Uh, be safe about it, obviously, but really do what you can do to clear your head and realize and take that pain and turn it into a purpose. And my purpose is, again, helping veterans and making sure they're not alone.
Magic Mike, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I really appreciate you how you mentioned not being a doctor. You're not the doctor, Magic Mike. I mean, yeah, who needs to be a doctor if you're a magician? But look at here. I'm not, and that's another thing I probably should have said to the very begin with, that I want this program. I want Red's Round Table when we're working the freedom from struggle. I want it to be a safe place where you
Absolutely.
can find your brothers, your sisters, community, and freedoms from the issues that's controlling your life. And prayerfully, you can help people with the issues that are controlling their lives. And I'm talking about being there as a shoulder to lean on, ear to hear, eyes to see, but we can help each other. Okay. And that's also right where I come from. I know I can tell right now, I didn't know Magic Mike. Well, I still hadn't seen him in person, but man, I see him right here. If he can pop on over here real quick, wiggle his ears or whatever he does, so like disappear and act, and pop in the studio over here, I'll shake his hand, probably give him a hug. Sounds like he's a definite brother of mine. And anyway, with that being said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to
I'm not a gynecologist, but I'll take a look.
Yeah, choo choo. I heard that train coming. It's coming around. Okay, Eric. Eric, man, we'd love to have hear some from you. Anything you want to share, man, share it.
Yeah. So, like I said before, I'm a Air Force vet, I guess you could say. I'm in the reserves. But I'm a full-time guy, so I'm an art. I work out there full-time. Yeah. I'm kind of a veteran if some people want to put me in that category.
Just to interrupt you a little bit, Eric, I want you to know they shoot at you just as much as they shot at us. Okay,
yeah.
So you're still our hero.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, so my the reason I'm here is mental health. Mental health is always a big thing. Everybody always struggles with it, but it's something that we never want to talk about. It's one of those things, especially in the military, where we kind of push it to the side a little bit. We just go, you know what? I don't have a problem. I'm supposed to be this big, strong, tough person. And I'm not supposed to talk about mental health. I'm not supposed to have these issues. But even as a reservist, I've gone through that. Been to the Middle East twice, had to deal with everything that comes with it. And I'm just an aircraft mechanic. I don't get shot at or anything like that, but I have to deal with the pilots when they come back, and I've had to deal with some of them that have been shot at, that have been in Iraq when the bases have been getting mortared, and seeing them coming back and just kind of seeing their faces and just seeing the horrors almost from the things that they've been through is a lot. And people don't think about it home station when we're back over here. They don't think that there's still things going on, that people can still go through mental struggles. And like I said before, a lot of people don't like to talk about it. It's something that we kind of keep hidden inside, and it's something that I'd like to bring to light more, especially in my unit. And I've had a lot of people come to me after I've done my suicide prevention briefings and mental health briefings within my unit, and come to me and told me, I was scared to bring out all of my issues that I have because they think that it's going to get them kicked out of the military. I'm here to tell you that that's not going to happen. That's one of the biggest things that the military is looking at right now is mental health. And they know that it is a problem that we have. They know it's a giant struggle. Suicide rates have gone up quite a bit. I can't even give you the statistics right now because just over the last few years, they've raised so much, just even in the reserves and Guard, it's gone up quite a bit. It's not just active duty military members. It's reservist, Guard, and even civilian DoD employees. Right. And the biggest reason I'm here, I'm going to kind of get a little deep into my life, is I lost my brother to suicide, and it's a big deal, and that's why I do what I do. I don't want anybody to have to go through the things that I went through, the things that I struggled with. I don't want anybody to have to go through what my brother struggled with. And I, just like you with alcohol, I struggled with mental health problems. Luckily, I'm still here today. I've struggled with suicidal tendencies. I've had quite a few issues in the past, and I'm just happy to be able to sit here with you guys on my first ever podcast and say, I'm here to talk about it. I'm here to give the information that I can to anybody that needs it. I've gone through a year of very, very hard therapy through the VA. And I can tell you that it was great. It was great. I found meditation. Meditation it's crazy how well it works. Yoga is another thing. Yoga is something crazy that I cannot believe works for mental health. And like Magic Mike, I got to give it to my wife. My wife has been my rock. And if it wasn't for her, sorry.
God
Sorry
bless
about
the,
that.
God
you're
bless the
here.
spouses, brother.
Hey, man,
I'm
you're
putting
here
my
with
wife
us,
through
man.
it. Go
I'm the
ahead.
same way.
Yeah, I I got to give it up to her. She's been there through everything. And, if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be here. So, like I said, mental health is a big thing. And obviously, with how emotional I'm getting, I'm definitely here to help no matter what. That's why I want to do podcasting. That's why I've gotten into it. That's exactly what I told H Train the first time he ever called me. And, that's why I'm here.
Hey, Red, let's do it. Let's do it, Eric. I'm with you. Let's do it.
24/7, baby.
Yeah.
Right. We're 24/7. And look, and Eric, I thank you for sharing that with us. Man, sometimes, I mean, it's tough, boy. You got some. My eyes are watering a little bit. I've been there. Magic Mike, you mentioned, hey, they shoot at y'all just like they shot at us. I tell you what, and if you ain't been shot at, which I don't think I've had to worry about any of that. I mean, I'm positive I haven't. Not in the military. I've had some threats after the military for this reason or that. Just stupidity. But I tell you what, every single one of us in the military, and I'm talking about from the cook, from the people that feed us, even if they're TCNs, they're supporting the U.S. military. They're protecting protecting the homeland abroad and ready. And I guarantee you, they're ready to protect it within the continental U.S. I just know that because I know the way we train and know we'd be available to fight. Eric, you're still in the fight. Magic Mike, you're still in the fight. I'm still in the fight. I'm retired. I've been retired almost as long as I have been that I was in the U.S. Air Force, which is just crazy to say. 18 years since I retired. That's just stupidity. That sounds like, but it's the truth. The VA, boy, I got to give it to the VA. For me, I know a lot of people. That's might be one of their struggles is with the VA, but man, I pray you get with the right person there, the right counselor, the right doctor, the right specialist, whatever you might want to call them. The administrative people that you see when you check in, those assistants, man, just pray that you're the very best every time you walk in there. And if it's not now, that it will change, and it will be. The VA, wow, the VA has really helped me from my primary care physicians to my mental health folks, whether they're the physician assistants or actual doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists. I've seen several. I've been in. I've gone to the different rooms and talked to people, and I served a little time with the VA, but they've taken care of me. That's another one of my blessings, a big blessing, and that I believe is just that I can consider myself a child of God. Okay. And and then I was blessed to be in the Air Force, and I was blessed to have retirement. Okay. I wish every veteran we had could do that. Let the Air Force or military, not just the Air Force. I'm sorry, the Chair Force. Speaking of chairs, I got a really nice, comfortable chair here. My grandson, every time the studio closes, I got to race it back to his bedroom here in our house, because if he comes in, he's going to leave me a note. The last said, "I love you, but you need to find your own chair."
That's awesome.
And that little boy, means the world to us, and our loved ones, our families. And I just wanted to throw in there, Eric, as you mentioned that, and one thing that really got me and my wife, we fight, not duking it out. I mean, not do lip fight or anything like that, but boy, we fight. She's been whooping my butt since 1982. What you talking about? Man, he talking about last century, boy. That's almost halfway through the last century. But we've been high school sweethearts. We're married. We struggle daily. I try to 12-step it, man. It's just a constant work in progress. But no, we love each other and all that good stuff. But our spouses, okay, and then those that are, talking about them being at home while we're gone, while we've been gone.
You talk about a hard job. Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness. And it's not easy on the Rugrats. On
Mommy,
the dependents.
is that man going to sleep in your bed again?
What?
Hey, you guys hear that music? You guys hear the music, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
I hear sound. I hear a break.
Yeah, we got going break.
Take care of us. Let's hear from our sponsor and whoever else would like to pipe in. Let's do it.
Well, I just had it. Hold on a second.
There he goes again, Eric.
And now, a message from our sponsor.
Hey, you get what you pay for. Let me tell you, this is what you get.
Military Broadcast Radio. It's nonprofit, right?
Right. Here we go.
The fact that our patriotism in America is dwindling, I really wanted to start the American AF movement. Freedom is fragile, very fragile. It takes a certain level of intestinal fortitude to stand up and say and do the right thing to preserve the freedoms that so many have paid a large price for. About being in the military, and that recruiter said, it's not Biden's army, it's your army, it's his army, it's his army, it's all of our army.
American tactical. American as fuck.
Verizon.
And they're back. Hey, gentlemen, glad y'all are here. Hey, have you got any mothers to be in your life, Eric?
Any mothers to be?
You got maybe your wife's pregnant. Maybe she's having a first child.
Actually, yeah. We're waiting any day now for baby number 2. I've got to sit here and I've got to be honest. The anxiety's killing me. We've been sitting here waiting, and the baby seems to be upside down with head down. So maybe it'll come soon. But yeah, we're expecting baby number 2 any day now. I do have a 3.5-year-old son, and I got to go back and say, spouses definitely do have to deal with a lot. I've seen it with my wife firsthand. I was 7 years in when we first met, and told her that, I'd already deployed once before. I'd gone on a bunch of trips, done this, done that. And I went on my first big TDY with my son being born. It was last summer, and calling home every day and just seeing him say, Daddy, when are you coming home? It hits hard. And, I'm baby number 2. I don't know how I'm going to react with it. It's, it hurts. It hurts.
You'll do it because you're strong, Eric.
Exactly.
Hey, Red, can I steal 2 seconds real quick?
Yeah, man, in about a minute. Hey, Eric. No, Mike, go ahead. Go
Hey,
ahead.
come here for a second. So it was her 50th birthday on Thursday. It is a privilege to have Andrea step in real quick. Andrea is a Gold Star spouse. Told you her story, and
All right.
and a mother and a grandmother, and so she stepped in just to say hi. She was interested in see, but you want to talk about somebody who knows how to speak and really get the going. That woman's great. So I just wanted her to step in and say hi real quick and wave at
Well,
you.
you should tell her to join us because she's a lot prettier than all three of us.
You said you should join. You're a lot prettier than all three of us.
Well, thank you.
It'd take a lot to fix the ugly on us, but I believe you could do it. And it's Andrea, is that right, Andrea?
Andrea, correct, Andrea.
Okay,
And she's
Andrea. Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day from veterans.
Thank you.
And obviously, I think you're my sister too. There, hanging out behind my brother. We're glad you're here. Look, the kids. I mean, I've got adult kids, and I've been out of the military, like I said, almost right at 18 years. It's been several more years than that from when I deployed. But I tell you what, I think some of you're affected. You can be affected for the rest of your lives. You can't change it, but you can make the best out of it and learn from it, and be thankful that. I mean, with the spouses and the actual military member, thankful that you got back, and very thankful that you're back to join in your family. It doesn't happen for everybody for this reason or another. We're wearing red on Fridays. I know that with MBR and many other patriots and veterans throughout the U.S. And so they all come home. And that's another thing folks might struggle with is, but I come home and the next guy didn't, and I say guy, I mean, the next airman, the next soldier, the next troop, the next veteran, the next battle buddy. And it happens. And see now, and now, after you have that, and I'm close to 60 years old, I just went to a military funeral the other day for a guy a couple of years older than me. And he gave it all in the military. And then he gave it all civil service. And, but he come down with something. And whether it was service connected or not, I don't know. But he really suffered in his later few years. And there's so many just like that. Going back to the VA, they have taken care of me. I pray they take care of you. And I got to give a little clap for the VA. I wished Andrea happy Mother's Day. I wish, congratulations, Eric, on your y'all's coming baby. I had no idea. I mean,
congratulations, Eric.
It just came up. And, my first thing when you said mother to be, and I said, well, I mean, are you anybody's son? Are you anybody's daughter? There's a mother involved in there somewhere. Whether she's still in your life, I lost mine. Wow, 20 years ago to leukemia, and it was just like December getting diagnosed, start chemo 2 weeks later, and she strokes the day after Christmas, and it was tough. But for us in that case, it was a celebration because I know that I'll see her again. Okay. I know the lady she was. I knew her faith, her beliefs, and it was a, I mean, don't let me tell you, I don't miss her every single day. A grown man, but I thank the Lord each day, each night, for allowing me to have the mother that I had. And happy Mother's Day. I love it. Everybody's got one or had one, and if you ain't, I know things happen with people's life, and it's causes struggles. And some people's parents might not be their favorite person. Maybe they had a struggle that you're not proud of, or that maybe ruined a relationship. I don't know, but they were your mother, and they had a mother, and there was a mother before them. and a mother before them. And I'm not going to go on because we keep on going back generation to generation to generation. But one thing we do all have in common, we're breathing the same air, and we all had a mother. So happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day every day. We had one other guy, Jordan, wasn't going to be. He was going to be with us today. He had to back out because his father requested his assistance with something. Every day is Father's Day. Every day is Mother's Day, and every day is Children's Day. I hope we just got to help each other out. Every day is Friends Day. Every day is a day from struggle. Let's have the freedom. What did you say earlier? You said pain.
Turning pain into purpose.
Turning pain into purpose. I like that.
That is copyright, not to be infringed upon. 2024 Magic Mike.
Well, there's your new marketing guy.
Well, anyway, I got my little T-pip on my hand, to remember it. Hey, I like that. I really like that. My wife came up and I asked several people about the name for this group that I was going to be doing, and it came out to be Freedom from Struggle. Had a lot of good recommendations, and my wife, that girl's having Happy Mother's Day tomorrow. She came up with the Freedom from Struggle. I wanted to add a freedom from struggles, because for anybody like me, you're trying to recover from celebrating recovery from mental health issues. Like I said, I've had anxiety, depression. I've struggled with it many years now, and it's no joke. All of us know it's not a joke. PTSD. It's a disorder. You can't take the D away from it. Like Magic Mike said, it's a disorder, and unfortunately, some of us have it on certain issues. Some people don't know where it came from, but I tell you what, when we're talking about all the airmen, soldiers, Marines, Coast Guard, sailors, man, we all work together. We're a joint, and you see it now, or we realize it individually now, I think, than we did 25 years ago, 30 years ago. But we are joint, and that's why we got so many joint installations, joint services that are recognized together. And we thank each one of them, whether you're a mother or a father, or mother to be, a father to be, or just you. We thank you and wish you a good day also. I think we got just a few more minutes. I just want to say right now, I'm going to close on my part if somebody else wants to talk. And if you don't, I'll get back in here and open the table right back up and say something. But I am a grateful believer in Jesus Christ. That's why I'm doing this. And I'm doing this for my brothers and sisters that are around, whether they know that they're my brothers and sisters or not. Okay. They're meant to be. We're meant to do this whole thing together, do this life together. I'm thankful that I get to be a part of it. And man, that's Red Skelton in a nutshell, if you don't mind me saying.
That's awesome. Hey, listen again, the phone number is 720-619-0627. If you guys want to give a call in and give us your thoughts on this. This is this is Pandora's box. This right here is Pandora's box, and it's open for you guys to ask questions and take a peek in and see what's going on. I mean, you have some great people here, Eric and Red. You got H-Train here. Myself, again, these are people who have been there. They're on the front lines fighting this war against mental health. And Eric, man, I cannot, every day people sit there and go, oh my gosh, you're a hero. You served in Iraq, and they don't realize that people who serve in the military need heroes too. And Eric, today I found my hero. You and Red are both my heroes. So thank you very much. It means the world to me. I'm trying to choke back tears and stuff because, I know what you're going through, Eric. I've been there. I hate when, and I'll share it with you. I had a doctor that stood across from me and said, he understood what I was going through. And I said, you know what it's like to hold a 19-year-old in your arms in combat while half his head's gone? I'm pretty sure you don't. He told me to shut up, and that if I continued to talk like that, he was going to give me some medicine to put me to sleep. Guess where that doctor is today, gentlemen? That doctor sits on death row.
Mm-hmm. All right.
His name is Dr. Nadal Hassan. He wound up shooting and killing 12 soldiers at Fort Hood,
Oh, yeah.
Texas.
Okay.
That was my doctor. He sat across from me. Yeah, he sat across from me, and it's again, like I said, everybody has a story, right? None is more significant than the other. And I'll share this with you. I've heard this one time. I kind of stole it and left it as in my mind. Is that you have two choices? You can be a victim, or you can be a victor. And I refuse to be a victim. I'm going to be a victor, right. And I want everybody to follow me with me to that victory and take that victory lap when we get to heaven. Eric, again, I listened to your testimony. I'm sitting here choking back tears. I'm like, wow, this is a young man who realized that there is so much importance in mental health, and you have the greatest generation right there with Red, and you got Eric, the latest generation. And then again, you guys are my heroes. So thank you again.
Hey man, we all serve. We serve together. We fight together. The fight obviously continues after the fighting's done, but the fight continues. But look, guys, once again, I thank y'all for being here. Hey, those of you, I'm gonna point to you in the audience. We're thankful you're here, buddy. Join us again next Saturday at what time is? I don't even know what time it is. Okay, 4:00 Eastern next Saturday. We'll be back again. You've got our number there. If you're watching it during the week, come see us. Join us. Tell us you want to be a part. Tell us if you want to support Military Broadcast Radio. We appreciate everything, even $1, here and there. Not that I'm supposed to be doing this. I hope H-Train don't matter. But $1 every now and then might help put a microphone in somebody's hand or a headset on their ears. And it might not be the fancy one that Magic Mike's got. It might be this piece of stuff that I've got, But, hey, Eric, one more word for you in closing. What you got?
I got to say the same thing you guys said. Moms, man, they're strong. I honestly don't know how mine has done it with me. I'm crazy. I'm a wild child. I've done what I've done. And I've just got to say thank you to my mom. Especially thank you to my wife for dealing with me and my son who acts just like me. And hopefully this next kid will give her a little bit of a break so she won't have to deal with as much. And my mother-in-law too. She's been through a lot. She's been there for everything that I've been through too. She's also been that person right behind me, pushing me forward, trying to get me to where I am today. And I've got to thank all three of those women. They're absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that I've got them in my lives, and I couldn't ask for anything any better.
I'm going to give them a hand myself. And y'all remember your mothers tomorrow. And I guess we'll be closing now. We had a great show in my mind. Hopefully you feel so also. And we hope that you come back to see us again. And I believe that's it.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining